Hey everyone, thank you for 500 subs. And so, like I said, here's my updated Disney DVD collection. I've gotten a ton of new Disney DVDs. So let's start up with the very first Snow White and the Seven Dwarves Platinum Edition in this big nice box, ton of bonus features, really cool stuff on here. I'm not going to go too in-depth with everything because there's a lot to go through. So let's move right along with Pinocchio 70th Anniversary Platinum Edition. Do they still do Platinum Editions? So anyway, 2 discs, lots of cool bonus features on there. And then next up, let's see. Now, the way I arranged all these is I have, if the movies had sequels, I'll talk about the sequels. So I don't have Fantasia anymore. I watched it, and I was disappointed to find out that it was, heavily edited. In particular, there's a centaur girl. I can't remember what her name was. Named after a flower, I think. I don't remember. Sunflower, was that her name? Anyway, she's really cute, and unfortunately she's completely cut because she's just a little too blackface looking. That stinks. But anyway, I still have Fantasia 2000. Haven't watched it yet, so that's part of why I still have it. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. Fantasia, it's okay. There's some parts that I really like. But yeah, cutting Sunflower out, she was kind of the highlight of the movie, unfortunately. So, and it's weird because there's other blackface characters like in there. They just aren't as prominent, so they didn't warrant getting erased. I could go on for a while about I don't like them censoring movies, even if it's something I can kind of understand like that. I'm not a fan of doing that sort of thing. Anyway, Reluctant Dragon. Still haven't watched this. I know, I think I have seen it when I was little, but I don't remember. And then next up, here's Dumbo, and I just watched this a while ago. Freaking loved it. It holds up really good. I was surprised. Like, thinking back to when I was a kid watching it, I didn't remember it being, like, super amazing or anything, or one of my favorite movies, but rewatching it, I really found myself enjoying it. And then I got the live-action remake, which, don't know what I'm gonna think of it. I probably will not like it. It does not look good. And, let's see. Whoops. Trying to... there. Move all the stuff over there. Next up is Bambi in this, weird box that, like, opens up, and, there's that, and... Oh. Apparently this was from, like, a video store or a library. There's, like, a piece of paper in there. I didn't know that. I only watched it like once. I'm not a big Bambi fan. Next up, here's the double feature of Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros. Freaking love this one. Big fan of Three Caballeros, which is why I got that one on its own DVD. I don't really need it, because I have that one, but it's nice to have an extra copy of a movie that I really like. I remember renting that one as a kid, and it was always a special event. And here's a bootleg of Song of the South. I really wanted Song of the South. Oh, look at the disc. Awesome disc there. Not so much, like I really wanted to see this movie, and, like, I saw it on YouTube or some upload somewhere, and it's an okay movie, nothing too amazing. The live-action parts really drag, but the animated segments are really cool, and it's kind of disappointing this movie seems to be getting lost to time, the longer Disney refuses to put it out, and slowly wants to erase any legacy it had, like the recent closure of Splash Mountain, changing it to something else, which I understand why they'd want to change this. It's like it's not really a relevant movie anymore, but the animated segments, I think, at least, and also, like, just for the, like, historical significance, maybe acknowledge the movie, put it out as, like, an exclusive or something at some point. Next up, Fun and Fancy Free, which has Mickey and the Beanstalk. I really like that one. Don't know the other cartoons on here. I remember seeing Mickey and the Beanstalk when I was little. It was on, like, a tape with Prince and the Pauper, which I don't have. I always thought Prince and the Pauper was the other part of Fun and Fancy Free, but it turns out it isn't. And move on. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. This is another thing where I really like Ichabod, not so much Mr. Toad. I mean, it's fine, I just am not that big of a fan. I like Ichabod Crane way more. And then here's Cinderella. One of these crappy DVDs with a little border thing that says DVD, and oh yeah, I got this, like, other Cinderella DVD without a box at a flea market or something, and, like, a box of DVDs. Anyway, I like Cinderella. Good movie. And then here's Cinderella 2. Not a very good movie. This is 3 separate segments, and really only the last one is any good. However, the first 2, they're okay. And they do have, like, kinda sorta payoffs in Cinderella 3, which is actually really, really good. And had some of the crew from Power Rangers RPM working on it, and that's pretty cool. And next up here's Treasure Island, the live-action Treasure Island. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, I still haven't watched this. Or I think I did watch this when I was a kid. I don't remember for sure, but yeah, anyway, there's that. And then next up, here's Alice in Wonderland. Not the biggest fan of Alice in Wonderland, but it's okay. There's definitely some parts that I'm a big fan of. Let's see, I like Mad Hatter there. He's a cool part of the movie. I like Cheshire Cat. They're cool. And here we got Peter Pan. Freaking love Peter Pan. One of my favorite Disney movies, actually. And also, I'm glad to see that this doesn't get held back due to, like, some of the imagery included, which I can totally understand why some people would have a problem with certain things in Peter Pan, but yeah. It's good. And then next up here's the Davy Crockett double feature. When I was a kid, I had a book based on the Disney Davy Crockett movies. I don't remember a thing about it, and I haven't watched this yet. I'm busy. I don't get to watch a lot of movies. And then here we got Lady and the Tramp 50th Anniversary Platinum Edition. Whatever happened to the Platinum Editions? Anyway, I like Lady and the Tramp. I don't have the sequel, though. I didn't really care for the sequel, but it would be nice to have it, I guess. So next up here is Sleeping Beauty, another Platinum Edition, 50th Anniversary. Really nice, shiny slipcover there. Not a huge fan of Sleeping Beauty, but I like it fine. I like the fairies, they're funny. And then here we got Shaggy Dog and Shaggy DA. And oddly on the back of it says, experience the first ever live-action movie from Walt Disney. I thought Treasure Island was the first live-action movie. Does it mean, like, theatrical movie as opposed to TV movie or something? I don't know, anyway. One of the cool things with this, it has both the black and white and colorized version of the first movie. So that's really cool, because I remember watching the colorized version on TV, and Shaggy DA I had on tape when I was a kid, and I really liked it. And Darby O'Gill and the Little People, Sean Connery. Isn't that cool? Let's see, there's a weird thing with this. Apparently there's, like, different dubs of the movie. I grew up with the version that's on here, and so I don't know which version this is, but I've heard that there's, like, some version where they dubbed over Darby O'Gill himself because they thought his accent was too thick, kind of like how they dubbed Mad Max because they thought Australian accents sounded weird or something. And then next up, here's Pollyanna, a favorite movie of mine from when I was a kid. I really liked watching this when I was little. Really happy to find it on DVD. And it's in one of these weird big boxes, although I've seen versions now that were in, like, slim boxes. So must be that got re-released a few times. Oh, and here's another one. Swiss Family Robinson, which I've seen, like, in a bigger box because there's 2 discs. Oh, and, Disney Movie Rewards. Yuck. And then I don't have the original Parent Trap, but I have the remake. I liked this when I was a kid. Don't really like it as much as an adult. It's... ugh. Ugh. I don't know. It's a fun movie for kids, but as an adult, it did not age well. And then here's Sword in the Stone, one of my absolute favorite Disney movies. I freaking love this movie. Everything about it is just so freaking cool. See, I love Merlin, love Wart, love Madam Mim, love Kay, and just everything, Archimedes, everybody in this and everything. It's too bad Sword in the Stone never got any kind of sequel or spin-off or anything, because, like, all the elements are there to do something. I've seen, like, fan art and comics based around, like, specific sections of the movie, and they're really cool. And moving on, Babes in Toyland. I had this on tape when I was a kid, but the first part was cut off, so it was only, like, the second half of the movie. Which is probably for the better, because the first half kind of drags. And then next up, The 3 Lives of Thomasina. Really, really happy to have this, because this was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I loved, like, movies about animals and cats, and, Like, this was just such a cool movie. Some sad parts in there too, but still, I really enjoyed this. Really happy to own that. And then this is a cool thing. Dr. Sin, the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh, in this cool tin here. This is an annoying thing that Disney would do, is some really cool movies, or in this case it was a mini-series that they edited together into a movie later. It would be given a super limited release, and so this is kind of pricey and expensive now, which is stupid. Disney's the biggest media company in the world, and they can't do a simple, like, home media release of, like, a really cool thing that deserves to be seen by more people. They actively go out of their way to make their own things obscure and forgotten. It's bizarre. Anyway, Jungle Book. This is a bootleg Jungle Book DVD because I just haven't gotten around to getting, like, an official DVD yet. Anyway, the quality is... it's actually not bad. It's a VHS or Laserdisc rip, it looks like. Let's see, there's special features list on the back. That's a lie. Anyway, I do have the official Jungle Book 2, which I haven't seen all of. I looked up part of it for, like, a reference for a picture I did once on DeviantArt. Somebody wanted a picture of some specific scene, so I had to look up that scene, and the animation is good. Next up, Blackbeard's Ghost. Don't know much about this movie. When I was little, I had, like, heard of this, and I was like, ooh, this sounds cool. Is it like a pirate movie? No, not really. It kind of looks like a typical goofy, like, 60s, 70s Disney live-action movie. Speaking of which, The Love Bug. I remember seeing this as a kid, and I really liked it. As an adult, I don't know. There's some parts of it, like, I have nostalgia for it. I don't know. Moving on to Aristocats. Freaking love Aristocats. Not my favorite Disney movie. It's okay. There's definitely some parts that I'm a big fan of. And then here's Bedknobs and Broomsticks, the Blu-ray DVD edition. This is really cool. I really liked this one as a kid. I still really like it now. There's a lot of variety in this movie. We have, like, the live-action fantasy stuff. We have the animated stuff. And then there's, like, all the special effect stuff at the end. And the music is really cool. Moving on to Robin Hood, the, let's see, Most Wanted edition. That's a different name. So this is really cool. Freaking loved Robin Hood as a kid. One of my favorite Disney movies when I was little. I haven't watched it in years, though. I'm sure it would probably still be one of my favorites. And here's the Apple Dumpling Gang Special Edition. I don't know why I think I only have this because my grandparents bought it. I think they... oh yeah, because Don Knotts is in it, and they like Don Knotts. It's an okay movie. I'm not really a big fan. So now, a whole bunch of Winnie the Pooh stuff. Here we got The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Freaking love it. One of my favorites from when I was a kid. And then the Tigger movie. When I was a kid, one of my teachers actually bought this for me on tape. So that was nice, and I really liked the Tigger movie. And then here's Piglet's big movie, which I haven't watched yet. I'm sure it's good. Because, like, so far, every Winnie the Pooh thing I've seen has been pretty decent. Like, I can't think of any bad Winnie the Pooh thing. And then here we got the, what was this? The 2011 Winnie the Pooh movie, where they didn't bother giving it a title. It's just Winnie the Pooh. Oh, and this is the one where they gave Christopher Robin, like, really creepy eyes. Ugh. Like, they looked the way they did for a reason. And they kind of missed the point there. And then last up for Winnie the Pooh stuff, Christopher Robin. I really liked this movie. This is definitely one of my favorite of, like, live-action Disney remake-quel spin-off things, whatever you would call this thing. Kind of a remake-quel, or sequel, whatever. I don't know what to call this. I guess it's a sequel. The only problem I have is the lighting is way too dark throughout the whole movie, and I get the point, like, early on, it's supposed to be dark, and then it lightens up slowly to reflect Christopher Robin's changing character, but it never really lightens up and looks like a real movie. It's all dark all the time. Also, the CGI is bad. I mean, it looks good when the characters are sitting still or they're not moving a whole lot, but there's a scene where Tigger does his little dance, and it is really bad. Like, it's not timed right or something. Like, he moves, like, slow, I don't know what happened. Like, maybe the voice actor didn't sing it fast enough, so they slowed down the model moving, and it just looks really bad. So anyway, moving on to The Rescuers. Freaking love Rescuers. I remember as a kid, this was like one of my favorite. I loved movies about like mice or like very small characters going on big adventures. That's an oddly specific thing, but anyway. Rescuers Down Under. One of the best Disney sequels. Like, it makes improvements in nearly every way. The animation is great. The characters are great. I love the villain of this. He's awesome. Let's see. Oh, and his pet iguana, Joanna. I love that one part. These are not Joanna eggs. And then moving on. Pete's Dragon. Freaking love Pete's Dragon. Not a fan of the remake. The remake was pretty... Basically, nothing happens. It doesn't have anything to do with the original. Watch the original Pete's Dragon. It's lots of fun. Oh, and if you're in the UK, be aware that your DVD sucks because they cut out a bunch of stuff. And next up, Cat from Outer Space. This is another movie I watched a ton as a kid. I freaking loved Cat from Outer Space. It was one of my favorite movies, like, ever. I would watch it over and over when I was really, really little. Which is weird, because I don't remember a thing about it now. I remember Sonar J5 of the something something galaxy or something. And I remember the scene at the end, they're on a plane or something. I don't remember. And Black Hole. Freaking love this movie. My grandparents were fans of it, and they bought it. This was like one of the first DVDs we ever bought. And I wasn't familiar with this movie. I'd never seen it, but I really liked it. I'm a big fan of like these old sci-fi movies, especially ones like this, where there's not a lot of, like, really slow-paced parts. It doesn't drag. It's well-paced. And also, the ending is clearly inspired by 2001, and I think Black Hole's a way better movie than 2001. Fight me. So then here's Fox and the Hound and Fox and the Hound 2 on this weird DVD Blu-ray set, which is in, like, a normal DVD box. Must have been, like, I don't know, 2011, so maybe this was, like, before Blu-rays became a really common thing, so it was better just to put them in a DVD box? Whatever. Anyway. I'm not the biggest fan of Fox and the Hound. I think it's okay. The sequel, I don't think I like it that much, but I kind of just wanted the sequel because I've heard things about it. I've seen parts of it. It definitely looks interesting. It's a weird sequel because it takes place, like, in the middle of the first movie, or, like, towards the beginning, middle. It's weird. Now, here's a weird thing I wanted to talk about. Dragon Slayer. At the top, there's the Paramount logo, but this is actually like a co-production with Disney. Where is it? Oh, there it is. A Walt Disney co-production. I had a comic book adaptation of Dragon Slayer, and it wasn't the best thing in the world, and I don't know if the movie's actually any good. Like, it looks like a pretty generic fantasy movie, and from what I remember of the comic, it was, yeah, pretty much just generic fantasy, dragon and knights, wizards, and all that. But, you know, it's entertaining enough, and I just kind of want to talk about it, because it's interesting to see, like, a Disney-related thing with Paramount's logo. Like, Disney's worked with Fox and some other studios, but Paramount's an odd one. Oh, and speaking of which, I'm not going to cover anything, like any side Disney things. I'm only focusing on main Disney, so Muppets, Star Wars, Marvel, I'm not going to be covering. So back to the movies. Here's Black Cauldron. Really happy to own this on DVD. This is a favorite movie of mine. It's got some flaws, but I really enjoy this movie. Lots of fun. Great Mouse Detective. Freaking love this one. Underrated, although it is kind of going up in popularity. I don't know if maybe people are seeing on Disney Plus or people are getting the DVD or whatever and saying, man, look at the discs. Disney is so boring with their discs now. Just gray. Boring. Anyway, here we got Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Freaking love this one. Not exactly a Disney movie. It's another Disney co-production with Warner Brothers and like a bazillion other companies to get their characters in here. But yeah, really, really cool DVD. Really love the movie. One of my favorites. And here we got Oliver and Company on Blu-ray. 25th Anniversary Edition. Boring discs. But anyway, let's see. Not a full list of bonus features on the back. It just ends with "and more." So I don't think the Huey Lewis music video was on here. Oh well. Anyway, freaking love Oliver and Company. Another one of my favorite Disney movies. Kind of an underrated one, I think. And here we got Return to Oz, which I kind of wish I had seen as a kid. This is one of those movies that people talk about traumatize them as children. But meanwhile, like, I really liked things like Dark Crystal and The Witches, and I think this would have fit right in with my tastes as a kid. Next up here is Beauty and the Beast Special Edition, Platinum Edition. Another one of those. And the flap opens up. You got a list of a ton of the bonus features there. Disc slides out of the slipcover. And here's, let's see, I think this is the first sequel, Enchanted Christmas, which I didn't even know had a DVD release until I found this, so that was really cool. It's an okay Christmas special movie. Nothing too amazing, but it's fun. Belle's Magical World. Not good. And then here we got Aladdin, Return of Jafar. I still don't have the first Aladdin movie on DVD or Blu-ray. I just haven't, like, happened across it at all. But I did happen to find Return of Jafar, so that's cool. And then here's Aladdin, King of Thieves. I freaking loved this movie as a kid. As a kid, this was, like, such a big deal movie for me. And then I have a Blu-ray double feature with both of those on there. And there's no bonus features, or, well, Disney Song Selection. Oh boy. It'd be nice to have, like, a commentary on them, because of all, like, the Disney sequels that Disney was so intent on putting out, the Aladdin sequels turned out really, really good. Next up, here's the Homeward Bound double feature. This was another movie I really loved as a kid. I love the sequel, too. I don't think the sequel holds up quite as well now, but the first one's pretty good. Also, I found out a while ago that the version I grew up with of Homeward Bound is different than the version that they would put out on most home media, which is weird, because on the back of this, the first movie is only in full screen, but the second one has a widescreen. So why not put the TV version on here if you're only going to include the full screen version? Or is it like that one? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And here's a standalone Homeward Bound 2 DVD, which I got a while ago, and I still haven't gotten around to watching it. And here's a bootleg Lion King DVD from China or Hong Kong or something, which I really like, because the normal Lion King DVD made some stupid changes, and I freaking hate that. It's nice to have the original version, even if it is in slightly lower quality. This is a Laserdisc rip, I believe. Oh, and also, for some reason, they have Kiara from Lion King 2 on the cover. Lion King 2 wasn't on here. It's only the first movie. I don't know why they picked that particular image. Bootleggers. And here's the normal Lion King DVD, which I'm not a big fan of. Like, if I want to see it in higher quality, this is the way to go, I guess, but I don't know. I prefer, like, seeing the changes and being aware of, like, other things that were messed up. It just kind of pulls me out of the movie. So anyway, Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and one of these nice slip covers with the flap that opens up there, and there's the DVD inside. That's nice. I really like Lion King 2. And then here's Lion King 1.5, which I think this was one of the first Disney DVDs we ever bought. Like this and, let's see, Aristocats and Black Hole, I think, were some of the first Disney DVDs that we bought. Here's a Goofy movie. Oh, and I'm wearing my Powerline shirt, actually. So yeah, Goofy movie. Freaking love this. I loved this when it came out. I was a big fan. The sequel came out. I wasn't a big fan of the sequel. It was okay, but the first movie really spoke to me. It was a really, really, really good movie. And then, some stuff just fell over here. Move that there. Anyway, next up is Pocahontas double feature. Pocahontas and Pocahontas 2, Platinum Edition. Oh wait, no, this isn't a Platinum. This is 3-disc Special Edition. Because this is one of those weird DVD boxes with the Blu-ray in it. So anyway, we got the first movie, and then the second movie, which isn't very good, but I kind of just wanted it just to have it, because there's a few things in the sequel I kind of like. I'm glad they put Udamatamakan on the cover, because he's the best thing about the movie. And here we got Toy Story 10th Anniversary Edition. Huh. You know, it's bizarre to think that we're beyond the 10th anniversary of the 10th anniversary DVD of Toy Story. And here we're at Toy Story 2. I like the cover. It's a unique cover. It stands out. And then here's 3. It's okay. Some people really, really like 3, and I'm just kind of like, whatever. And here's Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, the movie version, which, let's see, yeah, this is the movie version that had Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. For TV, they cut this up, or the TV was, like, edited together into a movie, and they cast Tim Allen, but anyway, it was, Patrick Warburton? Was that it? Now I can't remember. Was it Patrick Warburton who was the voice of Buzz in the show? I don't remember. And then moving on, here's James and the Giant Peach, which is it's a pretty cool movie. I like it. Hunchback of Notre Dame, and also I have a German edition of Hunchback, Der Glockner von Notre Dame. And, I like Hunchback. It's one of my favorites. Don't really have a whole lot clever to say about it. Here's Hercules. I really liked Hercules when I was a kid. As a kid, this might have been one of my favorite Disney movies. However, as an adult, it's not. I don't know. It's just a little too goofy and, I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me as an adult as much. And here we got Air Bud Special Edition, and it includes commentary with the buddies. Oh boy. Now, weird thing with Air Bud, I found out that Disney didn't actually like own the Air Bud movies. They were like the exclusive distributor or something. So now like Air Bud is off like separate from Disney. So yeah, I guess in the future Air Bud DVDs or whatever they won't be put out by Disney. That's really interesting. And here's Mulan, another like just classic Disney movie. Freaking love it. Mulan 2. My grandma likes it. That's probably why I have the DVD. And then here's A Bug's Life, which, again, I really like this one as a kid, not so much as an adult. There's definitely stuff in here that, like, stands out and holds up, but overall, it's not really the type of thing I'm into. And here we got this collector's edition of Tarzan in a really big box with a booklet, got 2 discs, tons and tons of bonus features. Look at all that. Ton of stuff there. That's really cool for Tarzan, because I love Tarzan. And here we got Tarzan and Jane. And not good. Tarzan didn't get good sequels. However, the TV show was pretty good. This is like a couple episodes of another season of the show that never happened, put together into a slap-together little movie that kind of stinks. And next up, Bicentennial Man. I really like this movie. Unfortunately, like, I was reading an article, apparently it's kind of been forgotten about, which is just crazy to me. Like, why can't Disney keep, like, their own movies in print? Anyway, I like this movie. Good, movie for Robin Williams. And now, here's a weird rabbit hole. I got a bunch of Dinosaur DVDs. Now, I was at, an indoor flea market, and I happened across this. It's the French edition of Dinosaur. Dinosaur with an E at the end. That's French. Oh, and apparently, you could get a little toy of one of the lemurs. Or Toy Story 2? I don't know. I can't read what that says. I don't know French very well. So anyway, in the bonus features for this, there was a commentary track. So I turned on the commentary track, and half the audio was, like, not recorded right. It was, like, all coming in fuzzy. I could turn it way up, and you could kind of hear words once in a while, but for some reason, the commentary just wasn't recorded very well. So I picked up a normal DVD, thinking that would have the commentary, but there is no commentary on here. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe, like, different editions didn't have the commentary, so then I got this other edition of Dinosaur, and it still didn't have the commentary track on there. And I found there's another edition that doesn't have it either. And then I found there was a tin version, so I was like, oh, well, this comes in a tin. Surely this is, like, a really special edition. No, it's not. It's just the standard edition. But it came with this stupid little certificate of authenticity, limited to 5,000 copies. I think that's a bit much for frickin' Dinosaur. Are there really 5,000 people who want Dinosaur in a collector's tin? I guess not, because this collector's tin I got brand new, and it was only $5. So then eventually, like an idiot, I found out, oh, there's a 2-disc special edition of Dinosaur that has the commentary. I don't know why France was lucky enough to just get the standard edition, including a commentary, while we had to get like a million versions, and then there's this. Why didn't this get released a zillion times? Why, whatever. I don't even like Dinosaur that much, but yeah, this was a strange rabbit hole to go down to find the frickin' commentary for Dinosaur, which isn't even really all that interesting. So then next up is American Legends. Let's see, when I was a kid in school, I remember seeing this a few times, I think. Really liked it. Oh, and I found out that it's actually a compilation of some shorts, and then there's a new John Henry short that was made just for, like, this compilation, which came out in 2001. That's fascinating. Not a whole lot else to say about it. So moving on to the rest of the Disney DVDs. Emperor's New Groove, the Ultimate Groove 2-disc Collector's Edition. I'd like to know who comes up with these, like, special edition names. So anyway, really like Emperor's New Groove. It was really cool to find this huge DVD with a crap load of bonus features. Because Emperor's New Groove is such a fun movie. I can watch it like a million times and still find something new to love about it each time. There's just so much going on. It's rapid fire, and it's easily, like, when it comes to Disney and, like, funny movies, like, purely funny movies, Emperor's New Groove is, like, top tier. And you got Recess, School's Out. Nyeh. It's okay. I like the show way more than the movie. The movie is okay, but it just looks too clean, it's too smooth, it lacks that, like, grittiness that the show had. And then here we got Atlantis: The Lost Empire, one of my absolute favorite Disney movies, freaking love it, everything's perfect. I wish I had gotten a sequel that didn't, that worked a little better. Here's 2 different editions I have of the sequel. This one's in a white box, and this one's in a black box. Wow. I still haven't gotten around to watching all of this. I've seen the beginning of it, and it doesn't impress me, but I don't know. Eventually, maybe I'll get around to watching more of it. Here's Monsters, Inc. I like it. I liked it a lot more as a kid. It's one of those movies. Although, I can still watch it as an adult, and it's, like, totally fine. And here we got Lilo and Stitch. Freaking love it. Lilo and Stitch 2, it's okay. Like, it's really good, there's just, like, one major issue that kind of bugs me throughout the whole movie. And then we got Stitch the Movie and Leroy and Stitch, which I don't know which one of these comes first. Let's see, I think Stitch the Movie is first, and then Leroy and Stitch is, like, the finale to the TV show. And here we got Treasure Planet. Freaking love Treasure Planet. Again, one of my favorite Disney movies, and I'm so glad that it's, like, getting new recognition and respect. And here's Finding Nemo, which I only have because my grandfather really likes it. I remember we rented this, and I was kind of, meh towards it, but my grandpa freaking loved it. He thought it was awesome. And then here we got The Three Musketeers, which have I watched this? If I watched it, I've completely forgotten. And here's Teacher's Pet. Underrated. I like this one. I wish the show would come out on DVD. One of the cool things with this is it actually includes in the bonus features one episode of the show, the pilot, I think. So that's really cool. Like Emperor's New Groove, this is a really fun, rapid-fire comedy movie with, like, just a million things. You can watch it over and over again and always find something new in there. And here we got Cars, which in my previous Disney DVD video, I mentioned how, oh, it's full screen, it's worthless. But then I found out, after watching Unlucky Tugs' Cars retrospective video, that this full screen edition is actually the definitive version of Cars, because they actually went through the widescreen version and added new, like, a top and bottom to work in full screen. So this, if you want the definitive full version of Cars, this is it. So that's really cool. I guess the full screen version isn't worthless. It's actually kind of worth a lot now, because for some reason Disney forgot that they, like, fixed it to work in full screen, apparently. And here's Up. So I haven't watched Up. I don't know, I'm just not really a big Pixar guy. Like, people freaking love this movie, and I kind of get it, but on the other hand, like, I don't know. I'm just not a Pixar guy. And then, whoa. Camera's tipping over. And here's Tangled, which I saw part of on TV. It was a fun little movie, not a huge fan. I don't know, I feel like being in I'm just not a big CGI fan. I just don't really care for the way CGI looks as opposed to 2D animation. And then here we got Inside Out, and it's okay. Don't know if I'm ever going to watch it again, but it was fun. So yeah, I think that's it for all my Disney DVDs. At least all the movie DVDs, yeah. I have some TV show DVDs here and there. I'll go over those at some other point. But yeah, there's all my Disney movie DVDs. Actually, you know what? Let's see. I do have some extra movie things to go through here. Let's see. Right here is this weird Russian compilation DVD with a bunch of dog movies, including some Disney dog movies. There's 101 Dalmatians and its sequel, the live-action 101 Dalmatians remake, and its sequel, Lady and the Tramp 2, and then some non-Disney stuff, Balto and Balto's first sequel. Then there's the Shaggy Dog remake, the first two live-action Scooby-Doo movies. Then there's the movie 8 Below, which is it's an okay movie. And then All Dogs Go to Heaven, and then Oliver and Company, and then Cats vs. Dogs. And it's on one double-sided DVD, and some of these are dubbed in Russian, while other ones have Russian voiceover. Yeah, that's the weird thing with Russian movies and TV shows, is they don't always, like, dub it the way that Americans would consider dubbing a movie. They just have the audio from the movie with a narrator talking over everything. And I actually talked to a person from Russia, and they said that they preferred movies like that, because that way you know the story, but you also get to hear the original performances. I guess that's, like, an interesting way to look at it. I wouldn't think about that. And then another thing is, here's Mickey's Christmas Carol on one of these Disney animation collections. Volume 7. Anyway, this also has Small One, which was one of Don Bluth's first shorts that he had a lot of creative control over. It's a fun flick. Let's see, Pluto's Christmas Tree. Oh, Pluto's Christmas Tree. I think, yeah, that's the one I made a meme out of. It didn't take off, but some people really liked it. At the end of Pluto's Christmas Tree, Pluto has spent the whole short trying to inform Mickey that Chip and Dale are in the Christmas tree, and Mickey is just completely oblivious to it. He's an idiot, and at the end, Pluto gets fed up, and him and Mickey get into a fight, and then the tree, like, shakes apart, and Mickey looks up at the tree and goes, "Pluto, there are chipmunks in our tree!" And Pluto just goes, It's awesome. Freaking love it. Let's see, oh, here's another Disney animation collection thing I have, The Three Little Pigs. I don't know why I have this. Did I get this at the thrift store? Maybe. I don't... When I was a kid, I remember seeing some Big Bad Wolf shorts where the Big Bad Wolf had, like, a son or something, and he didn't want to be a big bad wolf, he wanted to be a good wolf or something. Yeah. And let's see, what other little things can I talk about? Here's a Goofy Little Christmas, the Goof Troop Christmas movie. That was really fun. I loved this as a kid. Lots of fun. So happy it's on DVD. Oh yeah, and I have the rest of Goof Troop on DVD. Oh yeah, here's something to talk about. Let's see. The Man from Snowy River and Return to Snowy River. Now, The Man from Snowy River is actually from Fox, but the sequel is from Disney. Let's see, yep, there's the little Disney DVD logo there. So, yeah, Disney and Fox have been buddy-buddy for quite a while, so it's not really that big of a shock when they decided to buy Fox. Let's see, and then here I got these things. Classic cartoon favorites starring Mickey and starring Donald. Really love Donald. I'm sure there's a third volume that has Goofy. That'd be cool, because I really like Goofy's old shorts. The one problem with these is there's not that many shorts. These are, yeah, kind of weird that they couldn't fit more on a DVD, but I don't know. I guess they were saving the rest for another release that never happened. I don't know. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Here's a bootleg of Disney's Doug on Blu-ray. It's one of these Fred the Blu-ray Dog Blu-rays. It's garbage quality. The format's awful. The discs are ugly, but they tried. Like, basically, it's this or nothing. Doug's first movie is on here, and it's a copy of the actual DVD that Disney put out, which I don't have. And yeah, it's not a very good DVD. The opening is cut off, the end credits cut off in the middle, so that's... Oh, and the end credits aren't on this at all. They just cut that out entirely, I guess to save on space or something. Anyway, it's nice to have all of Disney's Doug on DVD, and I have some time left, so I might as well go over some other Disney TV show DVDs I have on hand. Here's Gargoyles, the first season, and then here's Season 2, Volume 1, Season 2, Volume 2, with the ugly yellow border. Gotta love that. And here's a bootleg of Goliath Chronicles, where the gargoyles are sideways. And on the back is a happy, smiling TV. Yay, bootlegs! And there's the amazing disc art. Isn't that beautiful? Goliath Chronicles isn't very good, but I wanted it for the sake of completion. Oh, also, Gargoyles has a new comic book coming out, which I have over there somewhere. Whatever. Oh, and here's a cool thing. I said I wasn't going to go over Muppet stuff, but this isn't exactly Muppets. Here we got Dinosaurs, which was made by Disney and the Jim Henson Company. And the bottom of this one's, like, falling apart for some reason. Anyway, I really love Dinosaurs. It's a really fun show. I'm surprised it was marketed to babies, because some parts of it are actually pretty mature. Let's see. Oh, and then here's this weird dollar DVD, which has a old World War II short with Donald Duck. Yep. And then, oh yeah, here's the double feature of Goof Troop DVDs, which collects 54 episodes out of, I believe, 65. So, we need one more Goof Troop volume to have all of Goof Troop. Just put it out already, Disney. Or they could do like what they did with Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. They put out these 2 volumes, and they were like just a few episodes short, and then they did a Blu-ray of the complete series. Really, really, really nice. Really happy to have all of Chip and Dale here in one Blu-ray. And I get the feeling that if that new Chip and Dale movie had done well, they might have like done more releases of this, but it didn't do well, which good, but also it'd be nice to just focus on the original series because that movie was awful. Here's the Lilo and Stitch cartoon on bootleg DVD, and I printed out my own cover, so there's no back. And here's Buzz Lightyear of Star Command on DVD, the complete series. This is really, really cool. One of my favorite Disney cartoons, so I was really happy to have this. I used to watch it a ton. Haven't watched it so much in recent years. So anyway, there's all my Disney DVDs. Oh, I do have a few others. I have a Recess bootleg DVD set of Recess. There's a Darkwing Duck Season 1 DVD that I think I still have. I don't know, maybe I gave it away. I'm not really that big of a fan of Darkwing Duck. I liked Goof Troop and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers a little bit more, but yeah. That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.